What's up, board game people? It was looking to be a slower month, but in the last week or so, July has exploded with many new and exciting projects entering the fray. I expect we'll see this trend continue on through August and possibly September. So before any more get added to this list, let's get going. Thank you to all my Patreons and everyone supporting the channel. Your support is enabling me to focus more on making content and less on the periphery. The freedom you all allow me to have in this space is invaluable. I cannot thank you enough. So starting off this month, we have one project that's already eked its way out the door. Planet Unknown's Supermoon expansion and Deluxe Edition reprint campaign launched on Gamefound. The Supermoon expansion adds a whole new level of options and complexity to the game by adding in a moon you can manage along with your planet. Sadly, Supermoon gameplay details are sparse on the Gamefound page, but there's a short video that you can get an idea of what the additions are and what they do. Planet Unknown itself has been very well received, and while it's an outlier for games I'd normally play, it's definitely caught my eye. The new Lazy Susan lid and trays from Game Trays really take the game to a new level. Pricing is a bit up there, but much lower than gray market prices have been on the Deluxe Edition in the past. On July 11th, Quatro City, the interactive storytelling board game puzzle quest, will be taking a turn on Gamefound. My copy from the Kickstarter just arrived safely from Ukraine, and the puzzle itself looks spectacular. My only complaint would be that some of the pieces needed a little slower pass with the laser, as they were not 100% cut through and separated. But it shouldn't be a big deal to separate all the pieces while you're preparing to play. I'm looking forward to jumping into this with my wife once I have a bit more of a permanent place we can lay it out and work the puzzle. The game can only be played once the puzzle's solved. As far as wooden puzzles go, the pieces are possibly a bit thinner than I'm used to seeing, but you'll not find this nice of a puzzle with this many pieces for this low of a price. The campaign promises a new Gamefound exclusive case and possibly more. Also launching on the 11th over on Kickstarter, we have Sword and Sorcery Abyssal Legends, the climactic finale to the Ancient Chronicles and Immortal Souls campaigns. This is an expansion that will require at least a core set and an Act 2 campaign expansion to play. There's 6 new quests included in this expansion, and if I had to venture to guess, you'll be able to get your hands on anything you'd like from the series in this campaign. I know for many this will be topping lists for the month. I for one am excited to learn more about the series as a whole. Another awesome project that's caught my eye is Luddite, which will be hitting Kickstarter on July 11th. This is an interesting mix of a roll and write integrated with a graphic novel. Players will be hacking into neural networks of the Ned Automata, seeking to destroy the infernal dog-like machines that threaten to replace vast swaths of humanity. As the novel and game progress, the complexity of the hacks grows, but so do the consequences if the Ned Automata triumph. This game is set in the Solar 175 universe and expands on aspects of the world only barely touched upon. I'm very intrigued by what I've seen, and I expect the price on this one will make it an easy back for fans of Solar 175. It also provides an alternate entry point into the universe with a totally unique genre and style of play. Launching on July 12th, we have CMON's just announced Arthurian area control game Mordred. After the merging of Britain and the Fey realm, King Arthur has vanished, and various factions are all vying for control of the realm. To wrest that control from their opponents, players must gain favor with the 3 great leaders, Mordred, Morgana, and Merlin. Time is short, and chaos is impending and unavoidable. Find out more when the game launches mid-month. As Adventures is drawing nigh, the next chapter of Shadows of Brimstone is ready for the Lantern Light. Shadows of Brimstone will launch their 4th campaign on Kickstarter on July 13th to produce 2 new core sets for the game. One, an Egyptian-themed offering, The Lost Tomb of Khamutet, exploring pulp adventure tropes such as Indiana Jones or The Mummy. And the other set will be the Impossible Hell Train, which has been an idea tossed around since the original Kickstarter, and it's finally getting its time to shine. Board the Hell Train and fight your way through demonically twisted cars as it rockets from world to world. Will you make it to your destination alive? Kickstarter is the absolute best place to buy into a chapter of Shadows of Brimstone. The discount alone is huge, but pile on the exclusives and the fact that you'll get access to all of this years ahead of retail, and the wait is worth the price. The High Necromancer is dead, and his dungeons lie unguarded. The time is right for a greedy, clever young wizard such as yourself to come along and claim a share of the gems and artifacts he spent his life and undeath collecting. Wizards & Co. is a strategic board game where players will collect valuable magical artifacts and sets of gems by tactically placing creatures around a dungeon until it fills and battle commences. To the victor goes the spoils, and once enough dungeons are cleared, the loot is tallied and a winner emerges. While it might seem easy to dismiss this as a simple-looking game, the game also looks to have some teeth to it. If you want something a little lighter but still possessing some crunch, you might want to check this one out when it launches on Kickstarter on July 18th. Next up is Nexus, the Legacy Edition Rulebook, heading to Gamefound on July 25th. The Legacy Edition Rulebook offers a brand new way to play the Nexus Arena combat system. If you missed out on the original Nexus campaign like I did, Nexus is a story-driven arena combat game that pits gruesome genetically engineered champions against one another in a brutal tabletop meets pen and paper RPG experience. This new Legacy Edition rulebook takes the system a step further and allows you to level up your champions, equip them, modify them, and follow them through their careers. You can create your own battle arena barge and even learn to be a pit boss. This game and rulebook extension has solidly piqued my interest, and it's earned it my sleeper pick of the month. Are you ready to return to the world of darkness in one of its most interactive and exciting forms yet? Vampire Masquerade Milan Uprising is readying its launch on Gamefound on July 25th. This game will be the second outing for the Teburu game system, which is due into backers' hands along with the bad karmas very soon. In Milan Uprising, you'll shape the fate of the city in a narrative-driven, cooperative board game with RPG elements, personal goals, and hidden information and intrigue. The Teburu forms a platform for games to mix electronic, digital, and physical content. It manages the rules and much of the fuss and leaves the players to jump right into the game. I can't wait to dive into Milan and explore this living city, its various factions, and find those organizations pulling the strings. For me, this is a can't-miss campaign. And with that, what I thought was going to be a slower month on crowdfunding has honestly turned out to be quite hot. There may be more too. We famously see a ton of new games pop onto crowdfunding right around the big conventions, and with Gen Con happening at the beginning of August, we may see a few more pop into this already crowded month. Let me know in the comments what you're excited about this month. Did I miss something I need to be looking into? What are you backing? I love hearing everyone's opinions on the games. It helps me target the ones we're most excited about. Next up, I have the Shadows of Brimstone Swamps of Death Revised Edition unboxing that should be out this weekend. And then our regularly scheduled news video out early next week. Thanks to everyone watching, commenting, and supporting the channel. If you want to help out with getting a camera for the channel, check out the video description for a ton of ways you can pitch in. Have a great night, stay cool and safe, and play something exciting this weekend.